Hello everyone, it's Nen from Insightful Vibrations. Thank you so much for tuning into the channel. Thank you for subscribing, and I encourage you to do so if you have not already. And I appreciate all the likes because they help me understand which videos are useful to you, and that will help me improve the delivery of my forecasts. And as usual, we will start with the astrology for the week of July 3rd to 9th, 2017, and then I will append a video for each zodiac sign, and we'll use the Lenormand Gilded Reverie deck to deliver that forecast for each zodiac sign. Now remember that these are general forecasts, and therefore not all comments will apply to all people, except that the astrology will apply to most people. And when you're watching those videos, you should watch your sun sign, moon sign, and rising sign or ascendant, because those will collectively give you a more comprehensive picture. So what's going on in the skies today? Well, it's a fascinating week, I'll tell you, because we start off very gently with the moon in Libra, and then it transitions into Scorpio, and then into Sagittarius, and then into Capricorn, culminating in a full moon on July 9th. So the week does intensify somewhat midweek, and then again on Sunday, the day of the full moon. Now the full moon will happen in the wee hours of Sunday, so just shortly after midnight here in the Stony Creek, Ontario, Canada region, and of course you'll have to check the sources you have to determine when it will happen in your area if you are not in this region. And we also have some nice aspects here with planets forming congenial relations, and the first one is July 4th. On that date we have Mercury squaring Uranus. Now we know that squares are intense sort of alignments, but at the same time they can be reward producing or breakthrough producing kind of effects. So with this one, Mercury is all about communication. It's all about thought process. It's all about technology, transportation, those kinds of things. And Uranus is that really wild card planet that gives us these wild ideas that nobody's ever thought of, these very forward-thinking ideas, the eccentricities, the sort of electrical charge we need to keep stimulated in life and make things happen and change. And this very transformative planet being in a square aspect to Mercury means that all kinds of things could shake up in the communication, transportation, technology realms. I believe that those of you who are writing, who are communicating, who are journalists, who are lawyers, who are paralegals, who are basically authors of novels or any kind of communication efforts, even blogs, I feel that you will absolutely shine this week with this, and you may even think of an innovative way to present your material, present your ideas, and present some very novel ideas this week. So this is a really, really nice aspect. And this includes all of you videographers out there who have YouTube channels and other channels out there. Then on July 5th, we have the Sun trining Neptune. The Sun is all about the individual. It's our life force. It's our willpower. It's what makes us shine. And Neptune, currently retrograde up until the third week of November 2017, is the planet of illusion. It's the planet of dreams, of hopes, of wishes, and also the planet that can, make us a little bit laid back. So with the Sun in a beautiful, relaxed trine with Neptune, we may feel that we have a tendency to shirk our responsibilities sometimes. So keep your schedule in balance. Make sure you get your work done, but also make sure you get the appropriate R&R. And if you feel that your to-do list is getting longer than you care, or that it's just not being checked off enough this week, maybe you should just give that some conscious effort to change that, because it will be pulling at you to relax a little bit more this week. Now this is a fantastic trine for those of you who are on vacation, so enjoy that. Then on July 5th we have the Sun squaring Jupiter, and again where the squares are usually intense sort of events, I think that the Sun square Jupiter is generally positive, because, as long as you know to keep in check, any arrogance, any outlandishness about, any outlandish ideas about yourself, as long as you don't become over grandiose this week, I think this is just a wonderful planet, because you have, the planet of benevolence, Jupiter, squaring the sun. And, when they tug at each other, they're both benevolent, celestial bodies. When they tug at each other like that, to me, it just means more of good things. It's just that, you have to find that balance and not go overboard. I also feel that with July 7th, Mercury sextiling Venus, this is a really, really nice, chance for all of you to make money off your communication, transportation, and technology sort of issues. And, this will be really great for those of you who are trying to think of new ways to generate income or revenue. And also it may, bring communications about money that are positive, also communications about love. So this is very, very positive. On July 9th, then, we culminate into the full moon at 17 degrees Capricorn. And basically what we have here is Capricorn being a very mature sign, a sign of structure, a sign of, steady building up of your life in general. It's very much a career-oriented sign. It's very much, the sign that helps give civilization its structure. So it's a very important full moon, because what this means is that the full moon will be expecting you to culminate whatever you're working on, and give it some structure, give it some form. You've been working on this pottery, and if it's still looking like wet clay, it's not happening. It's not going to be what you desire. But if you start actually, forming it and baking it and giving it whatever TLC you can, I feel that you can really build a long-lasting structure, because that's what Capricorns do. They build long-lasting structures. And that's what this full moon can represent. Now, we also have some real action in the stars. Well, the stars are fixed, so they don't really act per se. But what happens is that they have their own energies based on the alignments with other planets. Usually when they form conjunctions, we see some kind of activity that is related to the mythology of the star or star set. And what we have this week is quite a bit of action here. And unfortunately, with the full moon, we also have a culmination of energies that day that are very, very intense. These could even be violent energies of some kind. They could be energies that make people feel very egotistical, sort of taking on the attitude of my way or the highway. And this could play itself out on the world stage as well. I do feel that, we have some very positive stars coming up where breakthrough effects can be made, especially in the arts and writing. These are all supported by the fixed stars this week. But we have this star set Algol, and it is really a nasty star, or at least it's associated with nasty events, often dangerous, what we would call evil or violent events. And this could be anything to do with any extremism. It could be to do with, people being disillusioned or even downright criminals. So do take extra care in the 5 days leading up to the full moon, and also on the night of the full moon and the full day of the full moon. Do take care that you don't come across any unscrupulous individuals. Of course, if this plays itself out on the world stage, there's not much most of the common people can do about it, but you can be principled enough and communicate your views to those in power, and hopefully things will go smoother. And I also feel there's a real breakthrough effect with the stars this week. So if you're looking for a break, this may be your week. It may be a week where you can really change the pattern of things. So if you've been in the doldrums, if you've dealt with issues of forgiveness, this is the time to release all that, and that way you'll move forward. So I do hope that all of you have a wonderful week, and here are your zodiac forecasts for each sign. Take care. Hello Libra, Sun sign, Moon sign, Rising sign folks. This is your forecast for the week of July 3rd to 9th, 2017. Libra, we drew the tulips, card number 9, over to the far left as the card signifying the atmosphere this week. And we also have 15, the bear, number 11, the whip, number 19, the tower, number 28, the man, number 26, the book, and number 33, the key. I feel that there's a lot of fiery energy this week, especially with the whip there. But the tulips will add a pleasant element to that. And the tulips are saying it's all about communication this week. It's all about, you know, getting in touch with people, networking, returning phone calls, and also scheduling meetings, scheduling events, event planning, that kind of thing is very, very prominent with the tulips there. And I feel that it's also, you know, a celebration kind of energy, but also abundant kind of energy. And I feel that with the tulip and the bear right next to each other, that may be talking about extreme abundance, some increases in earnings, or even windfalls with the whip there. So I do feel there may be like a government lotto or something like that. For some of you, don't go overboard buying tickets, of course, but for some of you Librans, this may just be a reality. And with the bear and the man, there is a man in authority who may sort of crack the whip, so to say. This could be an audit of some kind with the book in place. This could be, you know, you having to get a license or get some information, or, you know, deal with any other kind of regulatory issues, because, you know, the book is also, you know, touching the Tower card, and that basically means that there may be something very official going on, sometimes even you know, you may be served with papers, or you may have to serve someone with papers, and it may have to be done very quickly. You know, papers I'm talking about are legal papers, things like that. So there's all kinds of official sort of vibes this week. But look at the key card. The key is wonderful because it unleashes new solutions to old problems. And it also brings in, you know, a lot of lateral thinking. Things you haven't tried before or thought of before will now come to you. So you have a full arsenal of weapons to unleash for any problem and solve it. But I also feel with the whip and the bear that there may be a potential for aggression, aggressive behavior, mental abuse, physical abuse, or anything like that, punitive abuse. I just, it just doesn't have a very nice feeling to it. And for some people, it may just mean that, you know, they experience that. So just be very, very careful. Keep your cards close to your chest. Keep that book of information closed until the energies dissipate, because this week we have Algol, the fixed star. And that is just, you know, a star that brings a lot of nasty things about. And as the week builds to the full moon on Sunday, July 9th, it just intensifies. So just be careful. Stay out of harm's way. Don't engage in contentious conversations right now. Leave them for another day. So Librans, there's a lot going on, and you've got to keep your cards close to your chest. You've got to keep your usual balancing abilities intact, because there's going to be something that may anger you this week. And remember that there's always a diplomatic solution to everything. So I hope that you have a wonderful week.